Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box, the Technical Trader at TechTrader.com. It's Tuesday night, November the 12th. And tough day in the market, but a lot of our stocks that we followed did well today. And let's just show you some of them. Starting off with American Airlines, which was a beneficiary of a favorable ruling from the government. The stock, which had run up from 2 when they were rumored to have been being turned down on that deal, then reversed and moved steadily but slowly over the last few weeks. Popped a week ago and then consolidated in this little flag, and then today exploded to literally in minutes after that announcement from 13 from that 9.5 to 13.5 before selling at 12 up 248. 26% gain on a whopping 73.3 million. So probably close to a peak here than a buy, but I did want to show you the strong momentum on it. And we may very well get into the mid-teens before it pulls back. Next up is Baby, a swing trade of ours, that's Natus Medical, which exploded here on a breakaway gap where we gave you a buy on the first pullback. Ideally, even though I think it was right here, we put it out. The stock popped up and pulled back, formed the perfect coil or wedge, I should say. And today it popped on 448,000 shares, jumping $1.52 or almost 8%. But the key is it broke out above the prior high. And right now I'm looking for a move that takes us up perhaps to the 26 range. Bita doing very well of late, thank you. The big run up in September and October, then a consolidation. Today it popped 330 or 13.25%. Nearly 3 million traded. It's the biggest volume in an update all year. It looks to me like this stock wants to get to the mid 30s. CIMT, nice long basis formed. Triple top resistance taken out today. Stock popped 52 cents or nearly 7.5% on a million and a third. The volume was the biggest since this one day when it popped. Let's see if we get a follow through. There is some resistance from the April May highs at 8.5. That's my next target. Beyond that, we could see 10. EJ. Now I want you to step back and look at this overall pattern. Weekly chart. Here's a stock that traded in 09 in the mid 20s. Came all the way down, formed a big down channel over the course of those few years, and then based out here and broke out of the base, the coiling base, with a pop, a wedge, on low volume ebb here, exploded again. Look at that consolidation for 6 weeks. Now today it popped up to 1045. Couldn't hold it, closed at 1002 at 55 cents. Nevertheless, nearly a 6-point gain on 4.75 million. That's huge volume for that stock. It may be emerging, and if it does, I'll be looking to see where this can go next because that consolidation looks very bullish, particularly on a weekly chart. The next target, there's some resistance at 11, but I think the stock has a chance of making it up and test this level of resistance up here. Let's call that my next trading target on EJ up around 13. Up next is FTEK, which had a very nice day. Earnings were great. Stock jumped to 577 and backed off to 528, but closed at 561. Up 86 cents or 18%, a very nice close. And a clean breakout of this base pattern. Looks to me like it's got more to run. The target is close to 7, around 697, maybe more. Gogo really ran hard in the morning to 25.88, backed off nearly a point, but still is up 76 cents, 3%, 3.25 million. Even if it does consolidate in here, I think the stock is a shot at getting up to 29.30 range. It may be more. Carrick's had an interesting day. After the big breakaway gap and then a 3-day pullback, today it snapped back 59 cents or almost 5%. Volume wasn't strong enough to get me excited about it, but if it does hold here, I would look for a retest of the highs here near 14.75, followed by 16.5, 17, my next target. Big day for MPAI, solid earnings. The stock jumped 337. That's a 25.5% gain, and the biggest volume we've seen in years, at least back since here. Let's see. Yeah, it was just underneath this volume from last June. So let's say in months. Really strong channel up, and it's accelerating. The long-term chart shows that we're coming across multi-year, multi-tops right through there. Very much perhaps in play. If that's the case, we could see this run up towards 20 short term. Favorite OESX, after breaking out of this wedge I showed you, or coil over the last few months, pop, pull back, and then in 4 days in a row it's run since the earnings came out. Today it reached $6. We had a target on that one that we raised, but I think it's 6.5 3/4, maybe 7. Secondary target 8.25 half. Omega Protein, 2 nice days in a row after it popped and pulled back. It's exploded for 2 days, up another 89 cents or 7.25%, 440,000 shares. Now you can take a look at the overall structure. Big coiling kind of basing pattern broke out. My target's 15. Well, folks, ONVO, what a nice run it's had since we first spotted this stock down in earlier in the year when it was trading in the 2 and 3 range. The stock has run all the way up to today's high at 10.54, which nearly equaled the spike high from 2012. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th wave up. If we can get through here, this can fly. I mean, fly into the mid to high teens. But I'm just as after the pullback from 10.54 to 9.36, about $1.18 off the high, and only closing up 33 cents. A pretty poor close. A heavy volume of 13.8 million, the biggest volume in history. We may have a significant top here. I'm not sure yet. We'll know more in the next few days. But keep your eye on this one, because if it does get through today's high, it could fly. UNIS, after the contract was announced yesterday, stock popped. Another follow-through day today. It's moved as high as 328. But I need this double top at 370.73 taken out. And when that occurs, you're going to see 5.5. Monster day for VIPs, from a low of 70 to a high of 86.47. The stock rocked, closed at 84.46, up 11.16. 84.48, up 11.16. 15% gain, 2.5 million. And as you can see when you scroll in, that we're getting near the internal trend channel, but we may as very well get this up to. I said 90 the other day, and everyone thought I was crazy when it was in the 50s back in here. But now the stock, after breaking out here, when we gave it a swing trade, it reached our target at 77. Pulled back down, made a higher high, another consolidation. This just looks like a stock that has strong momentum, and until it reverses, you got to play it alongside. And lastly is Vanda, which had a major announcement about their drug today. The stock broke a 2-month down channel, exploded with a big breakaway gap, and nearly doubled today, up 96%. Not to say the least, the largest volume we've ever seen of 21.5 million shares. So a significant day, but look where it stopped, right at 13.49. The high back in June, 13.30. The high here in September, 13.47. So let's see if it breaks through here, because if it does, I'm looking for 17 short term. And that's it for tonight. Have a good evening.